Hey friends, so I wanted to take some time in this episode to do a little bit of a teardown and a build of the craft that we're using in this particular series. It's a good craft. It is 125 parts. It is 204.088 tons. So it's heavy. It's 125 parts, which is not a lot, in the game these days. Used to be that was like just way too many parts, but this runs fine. Dimensions, it is 22.5 meters high, so it probably includes the launch clamps there, so it's probably a little less. Let's see if we can make that a little different. Do that. Maybe that'll give us a better idea. It is 16.5 meters high, so ish. It's about 16 meters high. Its width is 31.8 meters from wingtip to wingtip. There's radiators here. Graphene radiator winged edge, 1.25 meter scaling, so it's standard size. It is 45.6 meters long, including the shroud there for the magnetic scoop. So it's a decent sized vessel there, but still compact and maneuverable. And considering the amount of stuff on here, it's actually pretty small. So let's kind of like dig into this. By the way, if you're watching, this is going to be kind of a long video. I'm not going to speed it up or clip it or edit. It's just all going to be one take, and we're just going to kind of go over this craft right here. So the first thing you might notice is this action going on right here. Okay. Oh, sorry about the camera there. There we go. Okay. So we've got the crew cockpit, and then we've got some stabilization rings. We've got the antimatter collector right there, scaled up to 5 meters. We've also got the ASAS rings scaled up to 5 meters as well. Tucks nice and well right inside the antimatter rings we've got going on there. So how did we do all this? Because there's the cockpit, and then there's a reactor in there, and then there's these rings, and then there's also a cargo bay. So it's like all stacked on top of each other, right? Well, yeah, pretty much, yeah. So what we're gonna look at first, actually, let me cancel that. Don't save. Let's just look at this piece right here. Oh, wrong one. That one. Okay. So what we got? It's a cockpit. And notice the cockpit is not actually attached to what you might think it's attached to. See if we can show you there. So the root part is going to be the bay right there, okay? So you can take that off, and you can take that off, and these are not, connected to each other. It's actually more of this action going on, okay? So you got your cargo bay. All right, that leaves a little gap, so you don't want to do that. Take that off, put that on, and then you put that on, and then voila. Okay. Torpedo hub, anti-proton storage ring. Okay. Just like that. That's obviously just popped right on there like that. So far we're super simple in this build, right? All right. So you take that and you put it right there. Okay. That's just going to be a generator, a positron antimatter reactor, and another hub and a ring. Okay. Now this piece right here, you look at it and you're like, well, that's weird. Okay, so you got that going on right there. You just pop that right on. So what this is, just make sure we can all see what's going on here. You got your ring connected to there, and then can put it on that side, or actually, yeah, no, we put it on that side and then we offset it. Until it touches. Boom. Just like that, see? Okay. So far so good, right? And that's just a refrigerator unit and an AI core just popped on there, and then you just radially attach, you know, your little doodads. Alright, now you take your antimatter collector, right? And that actually fits right there. It's actually connecting to the link point on the inside of the docking port. So when you, or not the docking port, the cargo bay. So these cargo bays have extra attachment points. So that's what we're taking advantage of here. Now we've got this little gap right here. Not a big deal. Right there. And then right there. And then it all just like lines right up. If you don't like that little line, you can push it in a little more. You know? Voila. Looks great. So a little bit of parts clipping into each other, a little bit of, you know, offset used, but honestly, not a lot of it is being used. All right. From there, you know, you're just gonna tack on some more cargo bays. See if we can find them. There we go. Boom. See how it just pops right in there on that extra attachment node? So these cargo bays have, you know, inside and outside attachment nodes. So that's what we're doing here. Is just using the extra nodes that these things all come with. Okay. So far so good, right? Maybe throw another one on there. There you can get a better look. We could attach there. We could attach there. You know, we got options on how we do this. The warp ring. There we go. It fits on there just nice. We got that little gap, so we just scale it up. Boom. Just like that. Suddenly, it appears to fit. Okay. You can keep going with the cargo bays. And it pops in right there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. See that? Just like that. Okay. So super simple, super easy. Nothing super weird going on here. I went with the Plasma Wakefield engine on this vessel. Made it a little bigger, obviously. You know, go big. And then I stuck a lithium tank and a hydrogen peroxide tank in here. And then what I did for the side ports, let me see if I can find them. There we go. So you know, you saw that stuff on the side there. Just throw these in just like that. I think I twisted one of these around so that they have one facing in, one facing out, and I can fix that later. But you basically pop it in there, and then you just kind of offset them so that. Oh yeah, and use those radial attachment ports. There's the base when you're building this as a sub-assembly. Just like start off with one and then just keep going, and then you can grab it and pop it onto something else. Oops, wrong one. So that, and then you just, you know, you just put it wherever you want. Ta-da! If you don't like that, just kind of grab it and do one of those numbers. See? Easy, easy stuff. And then, you know, as far as docking ports go, let's take a look here. I really should be using filter extensions, but I'm just going to kind of do it just because, you know, I've kind of done this one over and over again. Yeah, you got your orbital assembly docking ports. These are really, really cool. All right, definitely use these because they will absolutely, you know, link up just like they say with the regular docking ports. But you have size options, so you can just put a big one here, and then you can have a smaller one. And you can do that, or, you know, you can just leave room for a larger one, you know. So these docking ports are great. Plus they have like probe cores in there and antennas. So you can build a smaller probe. As you probably saw in the last video, we used this as the probe core and docking port. And then threw more antennas than we needed on the probe that we used. We can take a look at that. Where is it? Right there. So you just kind of, just like that, just pop it on there. We definitely went back and added parachutes very obvious positioning on the parachutes there. But you can see right there, that's the orbital assembly docking port. Super useful. Definitely make use of these things because they are golden. Okay. All right. So from here, you've got your basic design, and you can just kind of go from there. As far as heat dissipation, radiators, I just grabbed the big one there and just kind of threw it on the side. It was no big deal. Once it's all said and done, of course, once you got that thing put together, there we go. Let's go ahead and load that up. There we go. You're left with something pretty. Oh yeah, forgot about these things. The fuel tanks back here. You can put whatever you want, but what I did for these, just to kind of show you, I just kind of did. Oops. 3 times symmetry, and then find a good spot on here, and then put it on actual. Let me reset the offset and all that. Put it on your toggle snap. So you're going to see you can't put it on the inside, right? Well, if you do that, you just hit W twice, it'll rotate it around. So that's what I did. I left snap mode on, found a good spot, in the middle, and then flipped them around. Boom. Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Nothing to it, Yeah. That. Make sure I actually put these on correctly. There we go. Okay, so you do that, and make sure that your symmetry is correct, because you want to make sure that your vessels are always balanced, especially when you're messing around with warp. You want to make take a little bit of time to eyeball the spacing. Use tools to check the spacing, but make sure that your vessel is something that is well balanced in such a way as you can perform an excellent barrel roll while in warp, and then you will know that your vessel is not going to disintegrate. Is basically it. If you get up to warp, light speed, bust a barrel roll. If you're still alive, you've built a good ship. Honestly, I say that in every iteration of Interstellar Extended, the mechanics get better and better, and so ships are just that much more likely to stay together. So I only make jokes just because back in the old days, it was kind of fun. Like, is this or is this not going to explode in glorious fashion or not? But yeah, that's the basics of this vessel. It's not super complicated. It's really just taking advantage of layers. Making everything's pretty much in line, and then a layer on top of another layer of in that same line. So it allows you to pack a lot of material into a small space. Is all we're doing there. Okay. If you have any questions about this one, go ahead and give me a shout, and I will definitely do a few more of these kind of builds in the future. All right, have fun.